All right, all right, all right. We are officially live on Facebook, live on stream, and we're recording. So we are official, and we are so excited about today. So I just wanted to make sure we all got started. Make sure Facebook is all in effect. I'm going to check on Facebook while we're here. Make sure everybody is tuned in, and the link is on there. It says Motivation Monday, every third Monday of the month. And today, like no other, we're on Zoom until we go live. But hey, if we weren't on Zoom, we would not be able to have you as a guest. But then again, hop, skipping, and jump, right? There you go. It could definitely happen. All right, we are. All right, the Zoom link is there. Cool. All right, everybody, Motivation Monday. What's going on, everybody? Who wants to start off and introduce themselves with their awesome and amazing introductions? Who's gonna go first? Rashawn, I'm counting on you to go first.
It's usually ladies first, but I'll go first since you asked. All right, well, good evening, everyone. My name is Rashawn Moore. I'm Philadelphia born and raised. My background, I deal with business owners and I teach business owners how to maximize their business with my charity called Project Feeding Kids.
Amazing. Okay. CCL Staffing Agency, would you like to go? Don't be shy. You know, when it comes down to it, they say you only get one shot. Believe me, I'm not, even if I mess up, I'm not gonna miss my one shot. All right, CCL, that's okay. Corinne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, my name is Corinne Sills. As Quinn stated earlier, I'm her best friend. And I'm just pretty much just starting out on the whole entrepreneur route. So I just kind of tune in and just kind of absorb all information that I can obtain. So I'm just here just to support her and also just to hear what everyone else has to say.
Oh, welcome. Since I'm the host, I'm gonna not mess this up. I am Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah. I am a mediapreneur. I help a lot of businesses show up online with their social media as far as media as well. So, and then I'm just excited about Quinn because she's gonna help me get that whole thing together, and I'm not gonna stumble or anything like that. So that's what I do. And then I think Catrice just came in. I want to see if she wanted to give a moment. And then we're going to introduce Quinn Conyers. Yes, Quinn is in the building. Catrice, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hold on. Oh, shoot. Hey, everybody. My name is Catrice. How's everybody doing?
Good.
That's good. My camera is not connected to my computer, so
okay.
Not allowing me to show my face.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, you could do your intro. Tell us who you are.
Oh, okay. My name is Catrice Bailey. I am a mother of three, model, entrepreneur. I'm actually coming out with a business very soon called catricebailey.com, and it's all about consulting with models. Oh, shoot. And I have and I also have a show / podcast, and it's called When Models Talk. So yeah, that's me.
Amazing. Yay. Welcome everybody. So as you can see, we are here to learn more about how to sell your business through your words, crafting your winning elevator pitch. Some people call it elevator pitches. Some people call it business pitch, or just maybe that pitch that says, listen, I am sure and complete, and I know exactly what my business is. So today we have the sought after, really, I sought after her, Miss Quinn Conyers. She is the champion of business pitches. She has won over $100,000 plus in business pitches competitions and for her clients. And she is really, I like her, the visual pitch or something like that you have on
Verbal
your
business
Instagram?
card. Verbal business card.
Verbal business card. I've been all through your Instagram. So yeah, I've been checking it out. So we're gonna talk to you and find out how can you rate us? Give us what we did in the beginning. So welcome, Quinn, and we're gonna just turn it over to you for 1 second. Tell us how we did.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, you know what? It's interesting because I feel like a lot of times that when we start our businesses, right, we tend to spend money or invest in things that are needed and we overlook or we're not sure of the things that are necessary. So we'll hire a coach. We will do a website. We will get a branding photo shoot with fabulous colors. But then when someone says, what do you do? We have a tough time answering that question. So I personally believe that if you want to be super successful in business and earn ridiculous revenue, you need to be able to verbalize your value. You need to be able to articulate your awesomeness. And that comes in the form of what most people call is a business pitch or an elevator pitch. But I believe we've been lied to in business. I believe that many of us believe that if we have an elevator pitch or a business pitch, that's all we need to be in order to be successful. And I disagree. We need to make sure that our elevator pitch is not boring and basic, and it should be used as a tool to attract and repel clients. So when people ask me, what do? I say, I broadcast the brilliance of Black women in business. I show you how to turn conversations into cash so you can profit from public speaking and maximize and monetize every single time you open your mouth. That is very different from I am a public speaking coach for entrepreneurs. It's not sexy enough. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you are literally using your message as marketing. We all know that word of mouth is the number one marketing strategy. But when we talk about our business, we be downplaying our greatness. So it's my job to make sure that I amplify and highlight your voice so people know that your business is amazing. People know that your business is magnificent and not mediocre, because a lot of us are explaining it as if it's mediocre. That's where I come and fix all of that.
So is that when it comes to mediocre, when you're saying that a lot of us explain it like this, is it because we're not as confident in what we're doing that the mediocrity comes out, or we're not really sure what we are?
Some of it is confidence, but a lot of it is cultural. It's traditional. You know, a lot of us, especially who identify as Black or African-American or women, we've been told to be humble. We've been told to be seen, but not heard. Don't speak unless spoken to. We've been conditioned to be muted, muzzled, and silenced. So all of a sudden, hey girl, hey, all of a sudden that when we are required to speak up about our business, we don't know how. So we feel like if we go beyond our title, then we're doing the most. And I'm like, sis, you need to do the most, because if you don't do the most, people are going to overlook you. So yes, part of it is confidence, but part of it is also, you know, just systemic. We have not always been told to toot our own horn. So when it comes to our business, we have a tough time doing that because we've been told to kind of play it hush and not tell everybody how great, amazing, brilliant we are. So we're required now as entrepreneurs to be the spokesperson for our businesses. But in all honesty, we've never been taught how. We don't know how. So yes, part of it is confidence, but part of it is also, you know, the Black woman's voice especially has not always been validated or celebrated. So how do we speak up when we've been used to being muted and muzzled?
Absolutely. So how do we speak up? What are the steps we take to actually figure it all out? Because even when I went to speak and I'm sitting there like, well, what am I? I know what I do for kind of, sort of, but I was like, I'm stuck. So how do we start getting unstuck?
So the first part I would say is understanding that an elevator pitch is not enough. You need a verbal business card. And my verbal business card, what I say, it's an elevator pitch on steroids. It is big. It is bold. It's in your face. It is you bragging on you, but it's true because it's what you've done, right? So the first thing we have to do is understand that an elevator pitch isn't enough. The second thing that we must do is understand what we really offer. A lot of us don't know what we really offer, right? Like, what is the transformation you provide? If somebody swipes their credit card, if they hit that buy button, you should be able to tell people what they should expect in exchange for their investment. And many of us don't know how to do that. We want to tell you more or less the features of what we do, but not the benefits of what we do. So most people are like, oh yeah, if you work with me, we're going to have 3 coaching calls. We're going to have a Zoom session. You're going to get a workbook, and that's all features. But what they really want to know is, if I work with you, here's how my life is transformed. Here's how my career is different. So if you want to be able to, really have a verbal business card or really begin to switch up your elevator pitch, you have to know the transformation you provide. So if I give my money to you, Shelly, if I give my money to Corinne, if I give my money to Catrice or Rashawn, they should be able to tell me, when I give you this money, here's what you can expect in return. And we don't know how to do that. We don't know what we really offer. We think we offer coaching, right? But what we really offer is something else. People think that I offer public speaking training for entrepreneurs. But what I really offer is to show you how to take people from interested to invest in working with you after just one conversation. So when I know what I offer, when I know what is my superpower, when I know what makes me magical, when I know what makes me shine, then I can show up and I can communicate that to other people. And in return, they want to pay me and invest in me for my services. But if you don't know how you rock in people's world and changing lives, then you want to start there. You should be able to articulate that. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. Because I want to rock people's world and change lives, because it's stuff we already do. So how did you get started in the business? I know you do public speaking, or you do is it public speaking, inspirational speaking? Is it motivational speaking? What is the actual title of that?
It's a little bit of everything. I think that when you open up your mouth, I'm a speaker, yes, but I'm really a messenger, right? I have something to say. And part of my assignment, part of my obedience, part of why I'm on this earth is to make sure that when Shelly opens her mouth, that, when Catrice opens her mouth, or Rashawn or Corinne, is that they know how to properly market themselves in a way that creatively attracts clients. People will tell you, write a book, but they never tell you that you got to title it a certain way. They'll tell you to go live on social media. But if your clubhouse room is horrible, if you are doing how to start a business 101 on Facebook Live, nobody's tuning in. So the way we market and do certain messaging matters, and we don't know how to do that. So, at the end of the day, it really does come down to, you just understanding that words have weight, and the way that you speak up for yourself can really attract, or repel people. And many of us are disrespecting and downgrading our business, and we're not aware. It's something that we don't even know until people experience me. They'll be like, holy crap, I've been doing that and I don't even know. Because to be honest with you, especially as a Black woman, don't get me started, we have been taught to be the help. But we don't even know that we're really the hero to somebody. Your business is the answer to somebody's problem. Your business, what you provide as a product, as a service, is literally what someone's been praying about. But if you don't know how to properly market and promote that through your words, they're never going to get what they have. And then in return, you're going to get frustrated thinking, you know what? They don't have the money for me, or my target client don't want to pay, not realizing that you might be the person that's holding you back because you haven't figured out how to explain what you do with confidence and clarity. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. I'm all in. I'm like, okay, well, all right, well, yeah, that's exactly the key. I believe that most of us are missing. I can't say everybody, but I believe that's something that most of us are missing. Mm-hmm. So how did you get to did you go to school to learn how to sell? Is this a sales thing, or do you have a background in sales?
I do, but a combination of both. When I told you earlier, I went to Westchester University for undergrad, and I went to Howard University for grad school in DC. And, it wasn't like I signed up for this. It was like we all had to take intro to public speaking, and everybody was like scared, petrified. I was the only one like, all right. So then I took intro to public speaking. Then I took public speaking. Then I took argument and debate. And then I taught communicating on TV and radio, because at one point I wanted to be a news broadcaster. So I took all the classes of communication, and then speech communication just ended up being, my major. And then I studied mass communication and media studies at Howard. But I realized, like, if you don't have sales as a part of your business, you're you're not in business. You got a hobby, right? So sales, marketing, these are all the foundational things that you need to be able to run a successful business. So some things, the good thing about college is just because you graduate from high school or college doesn't mean the learning process stops. In fact, it just begins. And the beauty of entrepreneurship, it's non-discriminatory. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can start a business at 8, 18, or 88, and you don't have any requirements. You don't have to have a college degree to be successful. And that's why I love it, because it's a career option that everybody can tap to with or without a degree. Some of the best people I know who are running multi-million-dollar business did not go step foot into a college. So it's about your grustle, your grind, and your hustle, and your willingness to learn and your willingness to apply certain strategies to be able to grow your business. And some people have it, and that's great. But most people I know, we all are students of this thing called entrepreneurship. So we're taking courses, we're investing in ourselves, we're going to workshops, we're going to conferences. We are inundated with learning, how can I be better? So what you see now is Quinn, probably because she's invested in coaches. I've done workshops. I have taken courses to sharpen my skills. It was a talent, but I wanted to add the technique to the talent to take my business from good to great to grand. And why I say that is because most of us entrepreneurs, we stop at good. We might get to great. We don't even know that there is a grand level available until we tap in. And that comes with professional development.
So what would our next steps be? Okay, we love everything. We want to be better. Like I said, I listened to you on Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You were moderating a I think it was your contest, I believe. You had a contest.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about the contest. I don't want to mess it up, but I remember I was listening and I was loving the way you moderated the contest, because in between each person, you gave the most awesome explanations. You explained it. It was so like you were watching TV. Now I wasn't watching TV. I was on Clubhouse.
Right.
So tell me about the contest.
Yeah, so I did Melanin at the Mic, was the first audio only show for Black people who wanted to be motivational speakers. So think of it as like a TED Talk meeting like American Idol. So we did a search for people who wanted to compete, and they had different challenges. And between each challenge, we had judges, but I was given commentary. Some of the challenges they knew about in advance, and the other challenges they were given right there on the spot in front of a live audience on Clubhouse. So that was what we did. And it was the first audio only show that we hosted on Clubhouse for Black motivational speakers, which was amazing. So that is probably, where we originally connected, but Clubhouse has been good to me. I'm not going to lie at all.
Tell me about it. So,
I probably generated, at least at this point, at least $30,000 off of Clubhouse. And that is not me like, hey, buy my stuff. It's more or less me providing value. Like, how can I work with you, Quinn? Right. Or I'll say, hey, if you want to learn more, like, for example, I have a masterclass coming up this Friday, right? It's called Turn Conversations into Cash, where I teach you how to get rid of your elevator pitch and replace it with a verbal business card. So that's coming up on Friday. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the box. So people would do that. They'll come to the masterclass and they'll say, okay, what else do you have? I want to work with you. And that's kind of how it would work. So I would just give people an opportunity. Like, if you like me on Clubhouse, you'll love me at my masterclass. And that's kind of what I do. And just so you know, the masterclass is only $49. However, everyone who purchases the masterclass, I'm throwing in a free copy of my second book. It's called Speak Black Woman: How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking. So you get the masterclass and you get the book for only $49. Like, you can't even beat that.
You can't. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do
it. Click on the link.
So you said that Clubhouse has been good to you. If you had to choose a marketing platform, was Clubhouse is the biggest one, or does Clubhouse work and then Instagram works and everybody else and everything else works? How does it break down?
I think all social media platforms work. What we got to do is be consistent with the content. So you can't go on Clubhouse once a month and expect it to work for you. You can't do one Instagram live and expect it to bring you in 1 million of clients. So whatever platform that you resonate with well, I'm a speaker naturally. I'm a messenger. I'm a communicator. I'm an orator. And that app is nothing but that. So that's why I think I excelled well. And I think also too, what it did is it took away the facade and the vanity metrics. So you're not looking at my picture. You're not looking at my purple, lipstick. You're not looking at my hair. You're just hearing my voice. And when you hear somebody's voice, you have a heart connection that can't be duplicated on the social media platforms, because I might like what you say, but I'm so mesmerized by what you look like, I can't hear the message. So I think that part of the reason why Clubhouse was good to me is I've always had great content, but I think that there was a value perspective that I was coming from. There was a thought leadership, because I believe if you want to be successful in business, you need to talk. You need to use your voice. People might say, oh, you need to run Facebook ads. Other people might say, oh, you need to take out an ad in the newspaper or on the radio. I'm believe, no, if you're not talking, if you're not doing Facebook lives, social media lives, a podcast, then I believe that you're leaving money on the table, because people connect with people that they like, they admire, and they trust. And you can do that by building a relationship on social media. So that's why, and I've been consistent. I mean, but that's anything. It's like you can't go to the gym one time, lift one weight, run 1 mile, expect to lose 30 pounds. You got to go to that gym every day, at least 3 days a week. That's how you build it up. And that's what I tell people. So I believe that any social media platform can work, but you got to pick a platform and dominate and be consistent. And that's how you'll see the fruit. You can't show up once and expect clients to be all up in your inbox and your DMs. It doesn't work like that.
But the biggest thing of that, when you were out there doing it, you knew exactly what you were saying.
Correct.
So if we had to start over with everybody right now and say who if we had to introduce ourselves and say who we are, how would we start? What are some tips to have us say? Because I know we messed. I know we didn't do it in the most effective way. I'm not gonna say messed up, in the most effective way. So how would you tell us to start?
So the first thing I tell all my clients is we got to get rid of, and I say we, I'm meaning Black people, women, people of color, whoever, however you want to identify, of discount dialect. So many of us are describing and marketing our business using words and phrases that downplay our greatness. We are explaining what we do as if it's on a clearance rack and it deserves premium pricing. So one of the ways that we do that is, again, through what I call discount dialect, words and phrases that's downgrading our business without our knowledge. And then what I say, Shelly, is we need to replace it with what I call luxury language. And that is words and language and phrases that really draw people in and attracts customers and clients and not repel them. So one of the biggest words that I see that a lot of us are using over and over again is the word help. And to be honest with you, in my opinion, I think that help should be removed from the business dictionary. Here's why. You want to start a business? I can help you. Need your taxes done? I can help you. Need social media manager? I can help you. Need your taxes done? I can help you. I can help you. I can help you. And what happens is you begin to market and promote yourself as the help. And then when people reach out to you, they want your help. They want to pick your brain because you have been given too many sister girl vibes and not letting them know that you are a legitimate business. So how do you do that? So instead of saying, I can help you, you can talk about, I can assist you. I can coach you. I can train you. I can develop you. That way you let people know that not only am I qualified, I'm using language that's going to imply that my services, my blood, sweat, tears, certifications, college degree has a price tag attached to it. So many of us are promoting ourselves as the help. And my whole thing is let you know that you are not, we've been the help for way too damn long. We've been the help, especially Black women. So I need you to understand that we are not the help. We are the hero. So we need to market, promote, and use language that positions us as the hero, as a solution, and not your sister girl that we've been doing that's causing us frustration. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Because I know that sister girl thing, because people think you can get anything for free. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that?
And we want to blame them. But how are we promoting it? Girl, if you need help, just let me know. Hit me up. And that's what they're doing. Versus, listen, I would love to talk to you about your needs. Let's have a conversation. We can discuss exactly what you need, what my program is, and if the investment makes sense for your budget.
Oh. Smooth. That was smooth.
Let them know that, listen, because at the end of the day, they're not paying you for an hour. They're paying for 18 years that you took to get it right because you did it wrong. So it's like, I know Catrice said, She did something about within the modeling. So somebody might be like, yes, I want to be a model. They want to do this, but she's been doing this for years. So this hour consultation, or you coming to me, I'm giving you 12, 13, 14 years of what I had to do to learn everything about this agency and in this business. So I can't give you that for free. It took me 14 years to figure it out. Why the hell would I give you that for 60 minutes for free?
Facts.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be snatching edges and
No.
I apologize. I ain't trying to snatch nobody's wigs out here.
Speak to the heart. You speaking to the heart. Come on now. You saying what we supposed to be saying right about now. Listen, that's changing the language. So when someone works with you, you're basically taking them through a process of changing their language so it can be more effective to what they're trying to do.
Correct. So part of what I do is message marketing. So my whole thing is I don't like chasing nobody. Think about when you chase somebody or you get chased, you get tired after a while, you stop. Look, what you want? Like, why are we running? Like, why are you chasing me or why am I chasing you? Right? It don't happen. But what I want to show you is how you can attract clients by speaking their language. Right? So instead of saying, listen, if you want to start a business, I can help you, versus if you're ready to take that idea and turn it into income and also make an impact, why don't you book a discovery call with me and we can talk about how we can make that happen? You see what I'm doing there? So it's about using certain words to position yourself for profit. And a lot of us, we're positioning ourselves as charity. We're positioning ourselves as a nonprofit. Now, if you're a nonprofit, there's nothing wrong with that, but you still want to talk about what is the value that you provide. And many of us are what I call title Tinas. What do you do? I'm an author. I'm a coach. I'm an entrepreneur. Or we're a switch up Stacy. What do you do? On a Monday, I'm an accountant. On Wednesday, I do hair. On Friday, I drive Uber, and Saturday I fry fish. It's like, sis, you're doing too much. You switching it up, right? You're multi-talented, so you don't know how to explain it. And then you have what I call an on and on Olivia. And I'll talk about all of this on Friday. So if you guys are interested, again, the link is in the chat box where you can do that masterclass. It's only $49. You get the masterclass and you get a free copy of my book, because I'm talking to you about how word of mouth is still real and relevant. It's just the way it's different now. Word of mouth comes through Clubhouse. Word of mouth comes through how you talk about your own business. Word of mouth is what people see about you and how you're projecting yourself on social media. So you are marketing yourself, but you have to ask yourself, is the message marketing that's coming out of your mouth, is it comparable to what you really do? Or are you downgrading it? Are you watering it down? Because literally the words and language that you're using to describe what you do is not really comparable to the actual service. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So part of what I say to people is, it's like, we would literally have the cure to the coronavirus, but we'll explain it as if it's Tylenol and wonder why nobody's buying it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like the way you market and promote it matters. You can't just show up and say, I'm an accountant, I'm a stylist. You got to let people know, when you hire me, this is the transformation that you can expect. And words and language matter. And we always hear, don't judge a book by its cover, but we always do. We always do. And people will judge you first by the way you look, and then second by the way you speak. So you can grab somebody's attention, but if the words that are coming in your mouth is a turn off, then you're turned off completely.
I agree 100%. And I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready, because I've found that, like you said, I do so many different things that I kind of get confused and figure out, all right, well, what is the thing that I want to draw people to make money? I do social media for people, but that's not what I want people to hire me for, because I don't have time. So I want to figure out that way to sell what I do, but definitely not that.
So that's where you would need definitely a verbal business card, because you have to ask yourself, after someone meets you, what do you want them to think, feel, and do? Right? So that needs to be clear. So after somebody meets me, I want them to think, oh my gosh, the way I've been talking about my business is all wrong. I need to work with Quinn so I can get rid of my elevator pitch and replace it with a verbal business card so I can attract clients as soon as I open my mouth. That's what I want you to think. I want you to think the way that I've been talking about my business all along has been wrong, right? Right. So what you need to figure out is, what do you want people to do or hire you for? So that's why I call it it's an elevator pitch, but it's a conversation. Before somebody swipes that credit card, before they cash app you, before they pay that invoice, it all starts with a conversation. And that conversation is all based around, what do you do? So you have to ask yourself, after people hear what I do, what do I want them to do with the information? So if you want them to hire hire you as a social media person, you need to guide them in that direction. If you want them to hire you to do something else, you want to guide them in that direction. You don't want to be what I call confusing Kathy and throw up on them, give them everything, because if it's too much information, they're going to say she's doing the most, no thanks, and I'm going to go to somebody else who's clear, concise, and compelling. So that's why you have to be able to know and ask yourself, what do I, and you might have more than one offering, but where do you want people to start? I have more than one offering, right? But I know that before we can even talk, I need to know that you know what you do. Because if you don't know what you do, we can't, anything else that I do, it won't even work. So let's start here with the verbal business card.
Gotcha. So who are some of the coaches? Because I know you were saying that the whole Baltimore team, who are some of your coaches that you've been working with that get you to this point?
So I've had a couple of things. So first thing I would say this, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I started in college. I had no money. So I had what I called mentors in my mind. These are people who did not know who I existed, but I watched every YouTube video. I read every book that I could find. So I always tell people, if you don't have the money to invest in a coach, there's too much free. There's Clubhouse masterclasses that they be doing on different things. So if you don't have the money to invest, I would start by finding someone who's doing something similar and then consuming their information, because there's a lot of people giving out great nuggets. But I've worked with people like, I've invested in Marshawn Evans Daniels. I've taken classes from James Malinchak. I've done some stuff with, Audria
Richmond.
from Clubhouse, Richmond. I got some of her stuff. She gave me the idea with Quinn on Clubhouse. I've done Tiana Von Johnson. I've done a program with her. So I've done a lot of different people that I have worked with. And then there's a bunch of books that I've read, just to learn and polish my skills. So, I think that when it comes down to professional and development, like having a mentor, having a coach is a non-negotiable. Like, the reason why I believe that I'm so sharp is not because Quinn is just brilliant, is because you're probably looking at over the years over $30,000 of professional development between hours, between coaching, between workshops, between seminars, between online courses. That is how all of this is this, not because I'm just so great and fabulous. It's because I realized that if I wanted to be sharp and I wanted to be good as a coach, that I couldn't do this just on talent. I had to have technique. I had to have strategy. So when I showed up, not only can I change your world, but I have the credentials and the credibility to back that up beyond a college degree. So the majority of I did not learn in a 4-year institution. It's called life. It's called getting things wrong. It's called rolling up my sleeves, and the cuts and the bruises and getting it wrong and, losing all my money at one point and, renting out facilities thinking 100 people were going to show up and 2 did. Now I got a videographer looking at me. I got a photographer looking at me. I got a venue. I got a caterer, and it's me. And 2 of my girlfriends that I asked to volunteer. So that is experience in the teacher itself. And sometimes experience and exposure can be your best teacher. So it's not about what you always do to do things right. It's about what you learn when you're in the messy, muddy, ugly middle that people don't want to talk about. And I tell people all the time, you're not a real entrepreneur unless you almost or had an overdrawn account. You couldn't pay a couple of bills. You had to put something on that. Yeah, I know, but people don't want to talk about this. They want to talk about the sexy part. We want to talk about how you had to put a little something on that water bill or on that electric bill so you can get to the next month to make sure everything else was rocking and rolling. So these are the things that really happen, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, and also getting fruit snacks for your 5-year-old when you're trying to do an interview.
Hey.
Yes.
It's yours.
Oh, it's mine. Thank you so much. Can mommy finish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Look. She said, look, I gotta let you know I'm here.
So, mommy, I wanted a fruit snack. And he's so serious.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, listen, get the fruit snack. But I do know the trials, and I've been there. I've definitely been there to the point where the bills did not meet and the meat didn't. They just wasn't meeting in the middle. But I'm not trying to go there anymore. So while I'm here, I want to go here. And now I just want to make the messaging clear. So you said that when you did the contest, you gave them some things on the spot. Is it because they were already maybe skilled in speaking that they were able to do something like that? Could someone, the average person, do one of the drills that you gave them during the contest?
I mean, yeah, but also too is you're not prepared for every situation, right? It's not like, listen, you're about to go to this business event. You better make sure that your elevator pitch is on point. You might be taking your kids, you know what I mean, to get some ice cream. And somebody says, oh my gosh, I love the way you walk. That's the perfect opportunity for Catrice to tell people about her modeling. You see what I'm saying? Somebody could say, oh my gosh, you know, so I want to prepare people like you're not always going to get the opportunity. Nobody's going to say, tell me, what's your verbal business card? They're going to say, well, what do you do? Or I like the way you do X, Y, and Z. Or man, every time I show up, Shelly, I see you on social media. Dang, what do you be doing on there? That's a perfect opportunity. So my job is to get you to be uncomfortable and knowing that the ability to do business can come out of anywhere. Like it can happen in your church parking lot. So we can't always expect that we're going to know when it's time to be on. You're not going to know. You might be walking around doing what you do, and the opportunity to get business, to market yourself, to tell people what you do can come out of nowhere. There's been plenty of times, even in Clubhouse, where I've tried to be in the listening lounge, minding my own business. Somebody says, that Quinn? And pull me right up. So when it wasn't a pandemic, especially in Baltimore, because it's small, you know, we go somewhere, I couldn't hide in the back if I wanted to, right? It was just like, that's Quinn. Quinn, come up here and tell everybody what you do. Now listen to this, y'all. She gonna say this. I'm like, y'all gonna put me on the spot, you know? But it's like, you always gotta be ready to be the spokesperson. And many of us, we raise our hand and say, yes, I wanna be an entrepreneur. Yes, I wanna be a business owner. But then we don't wanna speak up for our business. So you gotta add the title spokesperson for your business. Just like you have to have marketing, janitor, accountant, social media person. So you can hire all those things out. But for the most part, you are the CEO, Chief Everything Officer. And everything means you speaking up about your business.
I agree. That's funny that the reason why I came off of Clubhouse is because I knew I wasn't elevator pitch ready, because I was always being pulled up to the front, and I was just like, I'm not ready. It's just not where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Because honestly, because I heard a couple of I went a couple of rooms that you, and I was like, and I'm not going to come up on there until I reach that point where my pitch is amazing. Because you know, you got one opportunity. So if I get up there and I keep going to these rooms and they keep pulling me up front and I'm not prepared, it's going to be waste of time. So that's what I thought. It was a waste of my time.
So let me validate your voice real quick. Not a waste of time, because there's so many rooms on Clubhouse that you can get pitch practice. So by you being quiet, by you not speaking up, that was opportunity for you to potentially get clients and customers, or slip into somebody's DMs. If you like the way Starlene, or if you like the way I introduce myself, hey, Quinn, do you have anything coming up so I can polish my pitch? I can say, hey, watch this free video on YouTube. But that's the problem. We can't get quiet, because if we get quiet, we're leaving money on the table. I don't know about you, but I don't like nobody in my pocket. I don't like nobody checking my bank account. So I realized a long time ago that if I'm quiet, that means I'm not making money. And if I don't know, guess what? I'm the first person to lay at somebody's feet as a student and literally learn. So I want you to not, and sometimes it doesn't have to be perfect. You could say, hey, Quinn, I see that you do these rooms all the time. Can you give me some tips on how to really make my elevator pitch better? And I would have said yes. But get back on there, because there's people who need you, who need your services. But if they don't know that you're existing, if they don't know what you do, even if you stumble through it, you can go into, there's so many pitch practice rooms. You want to know why? Because they asked me to come in, listen to pitches all day and give them insight on how to make them better. So that's what I would have done. I would have said, hey, listen, I'm working on my pitch. I've been in a couple of these rooms. I want to get better. Can y'all give me some feedback? Clubhouse, for the most part, is a very welcoming, nurturing community. That's what I would have done. So yeah.
All right, so I want to know, before we go, does anybody can you do a practice with somebody got to volunteer? And I'm either going to volunteer, or I'm going to call your name. And can you do a practice run with somebody to switch, like you did on on your video, your latest video, where somebody started off one way and they started off, is there a way to do a semi practice? And who wants to volunteer? A, B.
First of all, I don't like that y'all shaking y'all heads, looking down. Like, if we make eye contact, I'm gonna pick you. Like, I can see y'all.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
See you.
No, Rashawn said he's ready. I like it. That's him. People looking around like, nope, what she not gonna do is get me. Let's do it. What you got?
All right. So I'm just doing my introduction, right?
Yeah, your elevator pitch. Yeah.
Elevator pitch.
All right. So here we go. Let's go. So my name is Rashawn Moore. Wait, let me start over. 5, 4, 3, 2. My name is Rashawn Moore. I'm from Philadelphia. What I do is I help business owners maximize their business. And the name of my company is Project Feeding Kids.
Okay, so first thing is, thank you for raising your hand and being a brave soul. My second question to you would be, what you said, Project Safe Kids? Is that the name of the business?
Feeding kids.
Okay,
correct.
So Project Feeding Kids. So is that two separate businesses? Because you said you work with business owners, and then Project Feeding Kids, is that two separate businesses or one?
It's two, but it's joint. So one.
Okay, so tell me, what is Project Feeding Kids?
All right. So Project Feeding Kids, great question. So Project Feeding Kids is pretty much every time I help you save money, I feed a child right here in the local community.
How do you help people save money?
Great question. Do you know anybody that pays an electric bill, cell phone bill, utilities?
Okay, so I see where you're going with this. So what you need to do is you need to connect that. So, and first thing is you never have to say your name when you start off a pitch, right? Because nobody really cares what your name is, and they don't care what the name of your company is. What they want to know is how is what you do benefits them. So what I would do for you is I want you to start with the value and the result that you offer if somebody works with you, right? So it could do something like, I allow you to save money while making sure that kids in Philly are no longer hungry.
Simple and sweet, like it.
So part of what you do is it's not about selling them. It's about getting their attention, intriguing them so they can ask more questions. And many of us in our elevator pitch, we're trying to sell, but what you want to do is pique their curiosity. So how can I save money and provide a meal to a hungry child in Philadelphia? You know what? Well, I'm so glad you asked. My name is Rashawn. I tell you what, let's have a conversation so I can learn more about what you're spending your money on, how I can save you some money by doing that. And also by working with me, how that now translates into you ending hunger in Philadelphia. You see what I'm doing? So even if somebody asks you, it's your job to lead them into the sale. Sometimes they'll ask us questions and then we'll be like, oh yeah, and I do this and I do this. I'll say, you know what? That's a great question. Why don't you and I jump on a discovery call so I can get to learn a little bit more about you? That way I can work the room. I don't got time to be telling you my whole life story. Now you making a judgment right then and there about if you want to work with me versus let me take you from interested. Your goal with your elevator pitch, your goal with your verbal business card is to pique their curiosity so they ask you more questions about what you do. Because they say, you know what? Oh, that's nice, which I'm sure you're probably getting. That's nice. You just got dismissed. You want them to say, well, tell me about that. How can I do that? That's really interesting. Tell me more. I'm so glad you asked. Why don't you and I set up a call? We can do a Zoom chat and I can tell you how I can do this for you, how you can save money and feed hungry children. Let's do this. Like literally you can do it like that. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
See, that wasn't too bad.
That was amazing.
Khadija and Shelly, y'all over there looking like y'all about to like it's the SATs. Like, dude, no, I ain't ready. Like that's how y'all was looking.
I know. All right, can we do another one? Who wants to? I mean, they still put their head down. Everybody still put their head down.
And I will say this, like I said, I did put it in the chat box. I'm going to be breaking all this down this Friday at 12 o'clock. I'm doing that masterclass. And don't forget, everybody who's here and they join the masterclass, they're also going to get a free copy of my book. I'll put that in the mail. So if you're interested in learning more and how I can do this, because I call this message makeovers. My job is to teach you how to use your voice as a marketing strategy for your business. Every single time you open your mouth, you should be marketing your business, your book, or your brand.
And it's true, it worked. Like I said, I heard you more. I'm listening to you. I've been listening to you on from the background, not saying nothing. In the background on Clubhouse, just listening. So it definitely works. Who is going to try? I already know I'm signing up for the masterclass, but I want to know who wants to try.
And I want to shout out Catrice. She said she just signed up. And I just want to give you an example of, I use luxury language all the time. So I could have said, so happy to serve and support you, Catrice. I could have said, I'm so happy to help you. But you see how I didn't say that? I said, I'm so happy to serve and support you. So I'm very intentional about how I use language because she doesn't need my help. She needs my support. it's a different connotation. Like I serve other Black women. I don't help other Black women. It's a place of partnership, not inferiority or seniority, if that makes sense.
Yep. Anybody want to try? Catrice, since you signed up, you might as well try. Look, I was trying not to call on you, but it's too late. Catrice Bailey, go ahead. You can do it. Woohoo!
See, I was just going to it.
But see, if you on Friday, it's going to be more people, and this time, you ever want personalized? Right here. Why wait? You got it now. Just saying.
Okay. Let me just start because I caught what you said when it came to Rashawn. So, but you know how you just want to say your name first, but yeah.
It's listen, it's a no judgment because we're all learning. So do it how you do it, and I'll give you some insight, and then we'll polish it up, and I'll give you more insight on Friday. So this is just me off the cuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can say your name.
Okay.
I know that's the struggle. You can say your name.
Hi, well, my name is Catrice Bailey, and I am a consultant for models. So my company I'm doing it wrong. All right.
It's okay. It's okay. Because what I'm not listening for structure. I teach that. What I'm listening for is your value and your result. That's what I'm listening. And that's why I like to magnify. I'm not even listening for structure. I'm listening for, because we haven't worked together yet. So I can't expect you that, you know? So I'm listening for what is the value? What is the result? How can I pull that out and amplify that for her?
Okay. So my name is Catrice Bailey. My company name is catricebailey.com, and it focuses on helping models and talent basically get booked. It's really something that allows you to be able to get booked as a freelance model, in order to also consulting to help you be able to enhance your professionalism, enhance your portfolio, enhance just about everything related to modeling. So, but I was about to add more stuff. But I also have ebooks that will help models.
Mm-hmm.
That will help models related to, you know, them just being able to improve their business, because modeling is a business. You're a business. So that's what I show models and teach them how to do.
Okay. So listen, I love it. You know, it was good that you got it all out. And I can tell that you are in the business of modeling, not just showing up and take my picture, right? Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is package and position that so people understand it and they want to ask you more. So mm-hmm. part of what I would do for you is reposition your value just a little bit and say something like, and this just is off the cuff, you know, models hire me when they're serious about doing modeling as a business. I give them the confidence to not only get booked, but show them how to work, walk, and dominate the runway. You see how
yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you're doing. It's like,
that was so dope. I don't even have a daughter, and I'm like, yo, where's my daughter?
He said I had to come off of mute for that. I got to come off of mute.
That was dope.
She's recording it. She recording it, so I'm gonna have to go.
You're gonna have to rewind. I'm telling you, you need to rewind it, but you're gonna have it on Friday. You'll be able to. Yo, that was so amazing, and it's funny those opportunities like you're talking about comes up. Yesterday, we're in a parking lot of there's a parking lot of a restaurant. Catrice and I, and the news people are doing interviews.
I saw that on your Instagram.
I'm like, hey, come on. So she can get on the news. And just like that, particular things can happen. Yeah. So imagine if you had that right there when that lady was asking her, well, who are you? You're so beautiful. I just want to. It was so amazing.
Mm-hmm. And my goal is to make sure that most people, when they talk about their business, they show up Black. They show up white, they show up beige, they just blend in. So my job for Catrice is, I don't care if there's 50 million other people doing what she does. I want to make sure that she's positioned as bright red, fuchsia, purple, that when you hear what she does, you can't take your eyes off of her. So it's about the way you position yourself. So not like I'm a modeling coach, but models hire me when they're ready to like work that runway, get booked and be perfect. Like all of that is what that's the value, right? So if you just want to know how to walk, I'm not the person for you. But if you want to know how to get booked, if you want to know how to hold your head high with confidence, if you want to know how to listen to a business, then I'm the person that you need to talk to. And you want to be able to articulate that in a clear, concise, and compelling statement.
Awesome. I can't wait till Friday.
I'm floored. I'm like, yes, that was amazing. We thank you. Look, I was like, can we do it one more time? But I won't bother nobody else. Because I sure would have been like this. Me.
Well, we got grown folks radio over here raising his hand now. We going to leave grown folks out of the conversation. What you want to do?
Wait a minute. Stop with the oh Lord.
Because you missed the whole thing. So go ahead.
I didn't miss it. I was watching on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
See how it's all relative?
It's all relative.
This is so good. I had to set off of Facebook and come on Zoom. That's what he said.
Exactly. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay, go for it.
How do I do this? I have a radio. Shelly and I have a radio station, and we're focusing on all types of diverse shows, music and talk. So if you're a music and talk person, this is the place you need to be. So how do I do that? Okay,
so let me ask you a question. So because it says grown folks radio, is this for 17, 18 years old? Is this somebody who got the Similac off their breath? Like, that's what we need to know because we got to market that. So
honestly, this is for grandparents.
It's for grandparents. Okay, so you didn't say, so is it grandparents or is it grown people?
It's grown people because I'm darn sure ain't no grandparent. I'm sorry. Just want to make sure you knew that. I had to put that out there in this atmosphere.
Yeah, because if you say grandparent, that could isolate certain people to say, well, I'm not a grandparent.
Okay.
That's not for me.
40 and above.
So 40 and above. Okay, perfect. Now, what makes your radio station?
Yo, 40 is grandparents now? Yeah. Y'all gonna stop.
It is.
It really is. That's why I made that statement. It really is.
And so here's the thing.
I'm way behind.
I think what we could also do, and I'll give you this, is how we can still say grown and sexy without giving an age, because people identify like I technically am a millennial, but I have an old soul. Like the majority of my clients are all older than me. The majority of my clients are between 45 and 55. I used to challenge it and question it, but I don't anymore because it's just who I'm attracted to and who is attracted to me. So by society standards, half the stuff that I'm into, I wouldn't be into if I went by my age by itself. But I got an old soul and an old spirit, right? So I just roll with it. So we can say grown folks without putting an age to it so people feel included. So let me ask you this question. Based on your radio show, what makes it more appealing to the 40 plus crowd versus why can't I just turn on, the radio and listen to, I don't know, what is it? FM 97, Power 99, Philly. It's Power 99 is in Philly. Why not just listen to Power 99?
Because that's a good question.
The answer is it is more inclusive. It's not just for 40 and up. That's just what his mind is, because not everybody is 40 and up. So the station is geared towards people who are just want to listen to great music, great dialect, great information, and it's just great.
I had to think about it, Shell. The stuff that most of the shows talk about is grown folk stuff. I mean,
yeah. So part of the verbal business card and the elevator pitch is getting you to understand what makes you different, special, and unique. And you have to be able to articulate that, right? So it's like, yes, it's radio, but if somebody says, well, why would I listen to your radio station versus Sirius XM or something else? You got to know how to, explain that. So, part of how I would, say something like, individuals who remember what good music really is, listen to my radio show when they want to have adult conversations that matter to them the most.
Ooh.
That's just something to think about. You know what I mean? Like it's not about like individuals listen to me because at the end of the day, what are people saying, right? I don't know what this stuff is on the radio no more. This ain't the music like I used to. The music, it was real music back then, right?
Oh, so
it was real conversations back then. So you need to put that in there. Go ahead.
Radio how it used to be, because that's part of the catchphrase that I created for the drop,
Yeah.
station drop.
So that's where you want to add that in. You want to say, basically, you're capturing, that it's nostalgic, right? Certain songs that you hear, right? They don't play on the radio like that, only if on that person's birthday. But if you can get that music all the time, like in Baltimore here, we have 92Q. That's like the young urban hip hop station. I listen to Magic. Magic is supposed to be the older station, but I like me some Tevin Campbell. I like me some Whitney Houston. I like me a little Candy Rain. Okay. So I don't care. But that's what I like, right? Because I think in the 80s, when the era, I was like, that's what I was listening, or the early 90s. That's what I like, a good Jodeci, a good Mary J. Blige. So your particular, it could be a different demographic, but you want to be able to speak to that. Because different generations, different decades have different music, different content, different conversations, right? So you want to market to that person who, for example, who could care less about Megan Thee Stallion. They want to hear Gladys Knight and the Pips. They could care less about Cardi B. They're still loving the fact that Chaka Khan is amazing, right? You got to feed that. There's a market for that. And that's what you want to feed into. Like my favorite song all time, Frankie Beverly and Maze. Before I Let Go, I'm in a whole different world. Like I'm like, I'm probably the youngest person here, but who cared? I didn't care because it was our type of music. I was vibing the whole time.
Shelly, she gets it.
Of course she gets it. She gets it. She gets it. You just gotta listen and take it. I know I'm gonna be there on Friday. That's what I'm gonna be. And Rashawn was in the background dancing. As you was naming the song, you couldn't see him, but his arms, he was like this. Yes. It's like every song you was like, he's like, oh yeah, I got it. Yes.
I'm an 80s baby too. I understand.
Right.
We here.
Mm-hmm. And let them put on Whip Appeal. We all singing. Let them put on Come and Talk to Me. It's like chorus, like it's a choir. We be like, yes. We telling people, y'all know nothing about this. How you know we get y'all know nothing about this.
Radio.
Right.
And instead of putting it in the box, like instead of trying to put it in a box, put it in that thing that says, listen, if you are that one that wants to, absolutely.
If you like feel good music that you want to understand in the words and you can relate to the message, you want to listen to me, right? Your feel good music. You can relate to the message. You understand the words. The lyrics make sense. You need to listen to grown folks radio, right? Like that. People like somebody like, I don't understand nothing they saying. What are they talking about? Like people are literally like, I don't understand what's going on with today's radio, like music. I don't get it. But that's where you can have your competitive advantage, because back then you understand men really love women. They were begging and pleading, don't leave me. We go together to death. They don't talk like that. They be like, man, one night, that's all you got. Next. They was like, it was a whole different ball game then. You can tap into that.
I hear a commercial being formed.
Okay.
Absolutely. But thank you so much. And Starlene is the singer. I think she didn't say that because she didn't come on in the beginning, but I just wanted to say Starlene Bay is I would say an amazing vocalist, and she's just so awesome. But just giving Starlene Bay a shout out right there, because she's such a great singer.
Well, hello, Miss Starlene. Happy to virtually meet you.
Thank you so much. And thanks. You just gave me an end too, because my single is about to drop, and it is that feel good music that you can understand the lyrics. So you just gave me I wrote that down.
Yeah.
When you were saying, I'm like, yeah, it's grown folks music, because we're talking about, just life, and telling the story. So what I wanted to do was to come on here to just kind of understand, sort of my power in the business, other than being the artist and, creating the music. And this is a song that I wrote. So when I'm, doing my press release, and now I'm, doing these interviews, you want to make it so that, people want to hear your story. Mm-hmm. And I want to be able to speak effectively and efficiently about that. But I'm also a travel agent. I'm a travel consultant. So I'm also want to get better with speaking about that as well. So I'm like, I have two business strategies going on. And the travel consultant is more the appeal of what I think you could really help me with.
Okay.
When it comes to talking about, running into people and talking about the business, because it's a people business, it's a happy business. But there's also a network marketing side of the business where, you can make money and save money. So I did get that part that you were telling him earlier about, saving the money. So just twisting the way that you speak about it and the value, showing that value, because I'm not chasing you, for $1. So I love that fact that when you were saying that, I'm not chasing you, you running, I ain't chasing, we're not doing that.
Right.
So understanding
I'm tired.
the value that you're bringing, and speak about it like that, and then not being that, okay, I'm coming in, I'm helping you with your, your travel plans, taking that to the consultant. Let me consult with you.
Yes,
So let me consult with you about what it is that you want to do. And then I can share some more business strategies with you. So that was great for me to hear, even though my hands was in fish. I'm like, okay, wait, I gotta tell her, but I gotta
Give me
ask
a plate. I mean, you ain't gonna talk about fish. You got some macaroni and cheese, you got some yams over there, some collard greens. What you doing over there?
I got some fish and some shrimp. I'm like,
you in Philly, come on, we gotta go to Philly and get a plate. We gotta go get a plate.
Yes, come on. Shoot, what you mean? You got the good seafood over there. I'm coming to Moe's.
Oh yeah, Moe's.
I like Moe's. Yeah,
Moe's. Okay.
That big old drink, what's that drink that's got like 5 drinks in one in Moe's?
You stand up and you a little tipsy. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That drink.
I haven't made it yet, and so I'm gonna need y'all to meet me there.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But what I'll say to you is, when it comes to a business like that, you want to have a specialty. Right. So I'm going to give, and if you haven't already done so, I would highly recommend that you do the master. I'm going to drop this in the link again. So I'm doing a master class where I break down the verbal business card on Friday. And again, anybody who registers, they're also getting a copy of my book. So for you, I would literally have a specialty in your travel, because again, you got to ask yourself, why wouldn't somebody go to Travelocity, Expedia, Priceline? Because now we can do it ourselves. So you have to show them, why they should hire you. So when it comes to a business like that, I will have a specialty. Like, you should hire me when you're ready to take that 50 and over girls trip. You follow me? So you might specialize in girls trips for women who are 50 and over, and maybe they're not that savvy with booking stuff online.
And they don't want to do it.
And they don't want to do it. Yes. Yeah. They rather just whatever, so you got to find that person who wants almost like the concierge type of service. Right. Yes. So that could be a high-end client, or that could be a client like, listen, I just want to show up and be fabulous. I want somebody else to take care of the details. So that's the value that you have to offer, because everybody can argue every which way. But I would say for your business having a specialty, it could be people like, for example, I got married. I did a destination wedding. I hired a person for that. I'm getting married in Punta Cana, right? So I specialize in doing travel plans for destination weddings. I travel in people who want to do a celebration for their monumental birthday. So if you're turning 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and you want to go to Aruba or Jamaica, I do that. So I think having a specialty is really going to make you stand out in that space. And we could talk a little bit more about that on Friday. But that's how I would position it.
Yeah, that's great, because that's something that, we're doing a jazz blues comedy cruise. So it's like trying to bridge my music and my business cohesively together, and my friends who all line dance. So I came up with the line dance cruise. And so just doing the groups
there you go.
Is what I started to specialize in, and doing luxury. So you're right in identifying that, but you want to not pigeonhole yourself too much, and just have a little bit of like maybe 2 or 3 that you specialize in. And I think that would keep me from being all over the place. And then just present that as just the group travel, the big groups and the family reunions and that sort of thing.
Well, Starling, do you have the do you know how to get the link out? If you don't, I could just inbox. Do you know how to get the link out the chat?
Okay, yeah, but inbox me too, because I got a lot going on.
Yeah, I'll just copy and paste it, and then and then inbox it to you so you'll have it. But
Thank you, darling.
it's all good. It's all good. But I wanted to say, wanted you to meet Khadijah, but I don't know what happened. She just went off the screen. Dr. Khadijah Douglas, she's a naturopathic doctor. So, and she's one of the Motivation Monday All-Stars, but I don't know what happened to her. She was there for a moment and then now it's just her beautiful picture.
There she goes.
There she is.
I was eating.
Um,
I just finished teaching spin. So I taught spin this morning, then I saw patients taught spin again tonight. So I'm hungry.
There
No,
you
I
go.
understand. Eating,
Let her eat. Thank
She's
you
allowed
for
to-
joining us.
she's allowed to eat after 8 o'clock. I can't, but she can eat after.
It's called intermittent fasting over here. I'm trying to get my body back after these
Yes.
children's.
I understand, but that's
I'm
what
here,
Khadijah-
Shelly.
Huh?
I am here though. I just had to nourish the body real quick.
But I didn't want us to go without you saying hi, like the end, just in case.
Nope. I'm here.
Go back to eating. Okay. All right. We thank you so much for all the bonus, the tips, the hits, everybody, and I can't wait. So on Friday, would you be able to go around to different people, or is it interactive on Friday as well?
So it is interactive, and I'm kind of breaking down my model and how to develop a winning verbal business card. So it's more or less showing you how to take what you have as an elevator pitch and transform it into a verbal business card, and giving you some examples of clients that I worked with in the past and giving you their old elevator pitch and showing you what a new verbal business card looks like. So I'm literally showing message makeovers. And again, I'm really excited about it because I usually offer, it for $49, but I'm also, again, throwing in a free copy of my book. I literally just launched my second book. It's called Speak Black Woman, How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking. So I personally believe if you're in business, that your secret sauce is your voice, speaking up and knowing how to articulate your awesomeness. So again, I dropped the link. I would love to serve you beyond today. If you know for a fact that you have an awesome and amazing business, but you have a tough time explaining it, or what you do is great, but it's like, that you don't feel good when you say it, then you need to be there. And I'll also say this, I do have a special emphasis on Black women. However, if you are a man and you know someone who might not be Black or a woman, also to send them my way, because at the end of the day, if you are in business, you need to be marketing, and your mouth is your number one marketing strategy. And many of us are leaving money on the table, or we're getting overlooked because we don't know how to verbalize our value. So that's why I'm so invested in making sure that we know how to answer that number one question, which is, what do you do?
Service you.
All right. Rashawn Howard said great stuff.
Thank you.
It's actually because he's outside, it turned all the way black, so I can't even say that. I can't see you at all, but I know you did.
Only when I smile.
Right, that's all I can see. He said great stuff. So thank you so much, Quinn Conyers. We will be showing up on Friday. As soon as I get off, I'm going to click the link and I'm going to send it to Starlene, and we'll be there because I'm ready to speak to sell. I can speak, but I want to speak to sell and make sure I get the right clients, not just,
Yeah.
I love
and then
it.
when you have that value yourself and that your shoulders are back and there's a different feeling about it. There's a different confidence about it. And I know that I can do it, but I just need the right words sometimes.
That's what Quinn is going to do for you. That's what Quinn is going to do for you.
That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the right words to attract people. So I'm excited. Shelly, thank you so much for this opportunity to connect with your awesome group of people. I really appreciate it. And I just thank you for giving me an opportunity to kind of showcase my superpower. I'm grateful.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm sorry that I ignored Facebook, but it was kind of popping on Facebook. We're just going to say hi to y'all. We're sorry I didn't answer. It's like all these comments on here. So I forgot all about it because I was so
Facebook
intrigued.
be popping. It was.
It was popping. I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to.
So make sure you put that link in the Facebook chat.
Yep.
I forgot today was Monday and just scrolling through. Oh, today's Monday.
Yeah, I'm going to copy and paste it and put it in there. Thank you so much, Quinn, for being a part of it. Thank you to your little son who's just peeking his little head.
This is the second one. This is the 4-year-old. You want to say hi?
He just want to pop the head. So
where you at? It's time to cuddle. It's bedtime. That's what he's saying.
Yes, come on over here. Yes.
Real quick, you got somebody on Facebook that's saying what's happening Friday.
That's my masterclass. So I think if you
I'm gonna put it in there now.
Yeah, so on Friday, I am hosting a masterclass called Turn Conversations into Cash, where if you're watching on Facebook, well, I'll be showing you how to get rid of your boring and basic elevator pitch and replace it with a verbal business card that you can use to instantly attract clients as soon as you open your mouth. So if you're interested in that, click that link that Shelly's going to put in the comments. And for those of you who sign up today by midnight, what I'll also do is throw in a free copy of my book, which is called Speak Black Woman, How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking. So if you know for a fact that you have an awesome, amazing business, but you have a tough time explaining it, or when you do explain it, you don't have the confidence or clarity, you need to be at the masterclass on Friday. And that's at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But as soon as you click the link, you'll see all that information.
I just put it out there. Thank you all, everybody saying what's happening. Okay, I got it. I answered the question. I'll even go back individually and put it in to answer the question. I just put a general link, but I'll answer everybody's question with the link as opposed to just putting a general one in there. All right, thank you so much, Quinn. I see you, Rashawn Howard. I see you. You put that face up in there. Yeah, keep smiling. All right, we will see you on Friday. Friday. I didn't mean that. Friday.
Look forward to it. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.